Everyone, VJ 32 back with another deck review. I'm going to try to keep this as quick as I can, really. There's a lot to get to. This is the whole Inferno set from Passive Playing Cards. It's inspired by Dante Alighieri's Inferno, or actually inspired by his work, poetry, story, whatever. The Divina Commedia, which is his vision of the afterlife, and it's split into three regions: Inferno, which is hell; Purgatorio, which is purgatory; and Paradiso, which is heaven. These are designed by Stefano Portino. I hope I'm reading my writing correctly here. And I should say that Dante is a prominent Italian poet. The original Avernum came out in 2015. It was basically 750 years from the birth of Dante. And this one kind of represents an unfinished piece of work, and the Inferno is kind of the finished product. You'll see what I mean. You got some different decks there. We got this one, which is the Avernum, which is this deck. It originally just came inside this box without a tuck case, but I got the tuck case with this project, and I glued it together, and I put the cards in there, because I think it's better. There is the Inferno Deity. Deity is the city in hell, also known as Dis, I guess. And Cosito is the other one, which is a frozen lake in hell where traitors go to. The worst offenders, I guess, go there. And we'll get on with it. First, I'll quickly go over the Avernum. It comes in this nice box with this kind of face on there. You can feel it. It's almost like it's been glued on there, but it's not. It's just a texture. It's a nice box. You open it up, and it comes with this band on it to take off for the ease of things. It says 2065 to 2015 Avernum Carte di Zucco, which is playing cards in Italian. I probably butchered that. And this was originally released in 2015. And inside there's another card that says again Avernum Carte di Zucco. And something else. And it says, "Dear friend, complete my artwork." From Passive Playing Cards, as I mentioned. And it came wrapped up in this nice paper. There's also it's like a little lead thing, so you can like color it in, I guess, if you want to. It kind of wrapped in this paper with a wax seal and a string, and it was numbered, I think it's 178 out of 250. So it's a nice little box set that it came in, the original Avernum. The project, there was these three decks: Inferno Deity, which of course represents hell and a city. Lots of nice foil and red colors and flames. And the Cosito, blue, cold, very nice. And this is the Avernum tuck. It says Inferno Avernum. I'm not sure what Avernum actually represents or means. Carte di Zucco, 2065 to 2015. With a thing here with different Roman numerals and the devil kind of looking over it. I guess it's different layers of hell. I don't know. To the sides, Inferno Cosito and Inferno Deity deck playing cards from Passion. And same with the other one, except it's Avernum. And these ones got foil with embossing. This one's just a very papery type tuck case. These ones are more a nicer finish. On the other side, there is a bunch of writing I'm not going to try to read. There's also different things on here. Canto 1, Canto 32, Canto 9. I think that means like act this, act that, or part this, part that. I could be wrong. Top says playing cards, poker size, and there is silver foil on the blue deck, in case I forgot to mention that, and gold on the red. The bottom, again, just some ad copies, some information. It says it's a classic finish, and it's printed by Legends. This one is a bit different. It's still got the information, and there is a number on there. I actually had to number it myself because it wasn't numbered on the box to match. And this is actually printed by MPC a few years ago. Back, Nice foil. And there is a quote on the back here, which is hard to read. There's a devil-like figure on there. It's some nice embossing. The quote actually reads, in English, it means, abandon all hope, you who enter here. So basically, welcome to hell. And the other one is just a nice skull. There is some white embossing on that. You can feel it. No seals on any of them. We'll get to this one in a bit. On the flap, more gold foil in here as well. Clear the least, nicely embossed. We get to the cards. And they have all sorts of different figures on it. Here is Joker's Virgilio, that you see here, is Dante's guide through hell. And this is Dante on the other side, and they're going through hell. And this is basically a when you go through the court cards, it's characters that Dante and Virgilio met during their journey through hell, basically. Also, the red court cards represent passion-related sins, and the black courts represent deceivers and betrayers, the worst of the worst, I guess. The Inferno is printed with a classic finish. The Avernum, printed by MPC on a 310 GSM stock. And of course, it had no tuck case originally, just the paper wrapping that we looked at. Anything else I need to mention? Well, the other Joker we'll get to eventually. So that's the one Joker. It's a diptych. That's Joker in the two corners, Virgilio and Dante on the bottom. Very nice artwork at the back. Very nice indeed. And you see flames and whatnot. The devils. Nice fin borders. And then the aces. And this is going to be hard to do upside down. They represent different things. Obviously, there's Elis and Diamante. I'm not going to try to read it. This is one is the main ace. It actually says that's Inferno Deity, Carta de Zerga's Passion, Italian playing cards, as opposed to the ace of spades, like usual. And the court cards, they feature all sorts of figures. Here's Minotaur, Geryon, Cleopatra, something. It's hard for me to read this font a little bit. So we'll just go through it. Conte Ugliano, aka Count Ugly, in my opinion. Just saying. Pluto. Harpy. Beautiful artwork, nicely done. I mean, it's demonic, it's creepy, but still nicely done. Added number cards, nice custom pips. I do like this little detail they added in the corners. And also now that I look at it, it looks like the cards have a different type of, from card to card, or maybe they're just reversed. No, it does seem that there's a bit of variety in the, or maybe it was, I don't know. It seems like there's a bit of variety in the weatheredness of the cards, or maybe it's just the 10s, because they seem to be the ones that stand out. Maybe they fit with the court cards better. You put that aside. We'll look at the other one very quickly. This one has different Jokers, which represent, it's the same thing on the flaps, that represent Lucifer. It says Lucifer and Beelzebub, and it's a three-headed figure. You put them together, which represents, the three heads represent, representing something, alright? I gotta find it, just bear with me. It's a three-headed demon that represents Judas, Brutus, and Cassius. So it's very nice. And you'll see that the cards, aside from that, you got the same aces, same ace of hearts, and everything else is the same. The back is icy and frozen, so it's a bit, same idea with the center is definitely different. And then we'll look at this one very quickly. The flap, you get some nice little artwork with the Passion Playing Cards logo. And the flip release on the flaps. These ones, again, are printed by a different company. It came with a blank card that came separate in the box from the other cards. Here's your back design. This one's just some skulls within, I don't know, it looks like brains or intestines or something. I really don't know. The Jokers on this one, there's Virgilio on the one, some writing I can't even begin to read. And this one's in black, and this one is in red, and it's Dante Alighieri. And you can see it is similar to what you see in the finished product, but it's unfinished, if you will. And the aces, you'll see again, are similar to what you see in here, but again, it's the unfinished deck, if you will. It's a different index and font. But overall, there's some writing that's just too tiny to read, especially upside down. Overall, it's the same style of cards as the other deck. And the court cards as well. They got writing along the sides. And the number cards, again, similar, same type thing. This is printed on a linen type finish. A decent stock, nice and snappy. The borders are basically white-ish, well, maybe not clean white, but a bit of a dirty white, but they're different than the faces. The handle, okay, for what they are. The MPC, they are limited print run. They're 250, I believe is what it said on the box. So, there's that. And these ones, of course, I don't recall how many were produced. But they're printed by Legends. They handle great. And I like them. I'm going to say 10 out of 10. The Avernum, I would obviously maybe say like an 8, just because the artbook is unfinished, if you will, and it's not as nice as these ones. The back design is definitely not as nice, and handling is not as nice, but still a good deck. So that's that. Also, we'll look at this one quickly. This is the Assurante. The Assurante is, it shows on here a guy who's crying tears. And it's said that all rivers and waters in hell stem from the tears of the old man's statue in Greece. And that would be him, and he's crying a tear. It says Inferno Avernum on the front, Dante Alighieri. And the same on the side. Cosite and Daiti on top. And just your little information on the bottom. That's made by Taiwan, or made in Taiwan, classic finish by Legends Playing Cards. Funded on Kickstarter, April 2017. Collaboration with Association Cultural Colored Noise. Designed by Stefano Polino, etc., etc. And in the back you see this thing again. And on this side it is numbered 147 out of 250. And you open it up. There's a little logo on the flap here. You open it up and it's like a book. And inside is the 2 decks without tuck cases. I opened one up for some stupid reason. You can see it's wrapped up still. There's this little seal. And it's like a book. And in here there is some information, which is, I guess, pages from his book. And there's some sticky stuff on here. Anyways, you get the idea. It's a nice set. I don't know why exactly I got this one, but I did. Overall, pretty cool. I like it. Let me know what you think. Comment or subscribe. Check out PassionPointCards.com. Link in the description. A special thanks to my sponsor, Murphy's Magic. You can get these two, at least, in, I think, various Magic and card shops. This is going to be a little harder to find, and this is definitely going to be harder to find because it's, like, sold out. So that is that. See you next time with more. Thanks for watching.